Hey y'all, welcome back to another episode of Lay It on the Line. I'm your girl Jamila.
And in Divine.
And before we get started, y'all know what to do. Make sure you hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Now, before we get started, Missy Nay has an update for you guys.
On Thursdays, we will begin to go live on TikTok. So if you guys 8 o'clock, be there. We'll be looking forward to seeing you.
We're going to do the TikTok Lay It on the Line page.
Yes.
And we're going to start doing those every Thursday, like she said, at 8 o'clock. And we're going to have a panel. That way we can have some direct interaction with you guys so you don't have to wait days and weeks later to get feedback. We are curious to what you guys have to say. So speaking about being curious of what you guys have to say, Missy Nay, let's get back into the comment that you had last week or on the last episode. That was a fella that was on there, the one that said that why are they listening to the Jezebels? He he made a good comment, even though it wasn't true. He said that we don't tell you guys or give you guys advice on how to be successful in relationships or how to have successful relationships with a black woman. And I can appreciate that because we are
Black women.
black women. So let's just jump into it. Miss Nay Devon, Miss Intimacy Coach, in your experience, and it doesn't matter if they're black, white, Hispanic, whatever, just as a black woman, what are some behaviors or what are some expectations that you have when dating, or what's something that you can advise our male followers or viewers on how to properly date a black woman?
We gotta start with communication. We definitely gotta start with communication and honesty. I think some people fail to realize that us black women will prefer that we may be upset with the truth in some cases, but it's easier to deal with than to find or catch you in a lie. That's going to be number one. Because I think, even from my experience, having that communication with people that are hard to communicate with, you already feel like you know their reaction. There's a foundation that has to be set on communication. Like, we need to know that regardless of whatever the situation is, good, bad, and different, that we can sit down and have a conversation. Right. And I think that's going to be the number one to everything, because if we can't just sit down and talk about, I fucked up, you know what I'm saying, or you fucked up, and this is how we're going to handle it, we're not going to ever go nowhere. The relationship is not going to go anywhere, and it's going to build the wrong foundation, and that's going to be on, we have trust issues. Yeah. Like, where are we going? And we got to start there. Okay. So we need to be able to talk.
It was something you just said about building the trust or whatever. It made me think about the movie Baby Boy. Okay, so in the movie Baby Boy, Jody had said to Yvette, I love you. That's why I lie to you. I don't love them. I just tell, I tell them whatever or whatever. Or he tell them the truth because he don't care about their feelings, but he lies to her because he loves her and he don't want to hurt her feelings. I see the twisted logic in that. What are your thoughts, or what would you like to share about if a man says, or even a woman, if you ever said it, the person that you with, you don't want to hurt their feelings, so they feel justified in lying to you to protect you from the hurt that the truth will give you?
Well, I have to say, a relationship is such a strong word. I've had someone that I guess dealt with that I stated in the beginning, we're not together. Like, we kind of hanging out or whatever the case. This is not a us thing. This is not a relationship. But I think we've had the discussion before. They felt like I was in a relationship with them. That's not the case. When I say I'm not in a relationship, meaning I'm exploring. I'm probably conversating or going out on dates with other people. And again, you might be the person that I may talk to the most, or I may see the most, or I may interact with the most, maybe. But again, who's ever putting in that time and that work to catch my attention is who I'm going to be focused on at the moment. Right. You know what I'm saying? But which goes back to, I noticed that kind of was neglecting a few different people in different areas because I was not focused. I couldn't really
Focus on that one person.
I couldn't focus on one person.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So I did it, and I can't say it made me feel bad. I didn't feel bad about it at all. You know, dating multiple people, or it wasn't that. It was just the fact that I noticed that I really couldn't focus on a situation. Like, and it gave me that I don't give a fuck type attitude. You know, so it was really hard. So it's like, am I dating? And I know you came to me, it's like, Tori, I really don't know if you really want to date. And that's because I was dating or trying to date multiple people, and I was like, I really don't give a fuck about nobody. So it was hard to do.
Yeah.
But even, like I say, in the dating, you have to, and this is just my opinion, everybody don't feel the same. I feel like focusing on one person. But being honest, if you're going to focus on this one person and you're not going to, and this is not a relationship, you know what I'm saying? We're going to deal with each other. You're going to be the only person that I have sex with, you know, we're going to kick it or whatever the case may be, but I'm not ready for a relationship for whatever the reason may be. Say that.
Right.
And I think a lot of people don't communicate those things. Like, tell people what you're looking for, because and at the same time, when you tell that person, I think the other problem is when you tell somebody what you're looking for, they have that opportunity to make their own decisions. When they make their decisions, you have to be able to accept that decision, because yeah, okay, we can do these things, but also understand that I'm probably going to explore other options, because what I want is not what you're telling me you're going to give me. And that needs to be understood.
Yeah. I think that people should just really be honest about what they want or what they're looking for from a person in a relationship. Lying for me is a deal breaker. So, a man, if you want advice from a black woman on how to make a woman feel appreciated, loved, or how to make your relationship successful with a black woman, I can't tell you about all black women, but this black woman right here, tell the truth. Because if you lie, and you're lying to spare my feelings because you love me, I feel like, well, what's going to happen when I find out the truth? Because the truth always come out no matter what. So just like I tell kids, you going to lie, your mama going to find out about it, and then she going to beat your behind a second time. You know, so as a woman, if you're my man and you lied to me, you probably thought you were sparing my feelings at the time. But then when I find out the truth, now it's a betrayal and a lie on top of that. And then whatever that you are lying about.
Right.
You know, so you don't have to date multiple people at the same time. But with each person that you date, you should really sit down and try to get to know that person. If the energy's off, if the chemistry is off, if you're just not feeling the vibe, go with that.
Yeah.
Don't waste nobody's
time.
Because a lot of men now, they feeling like, oh, these women, they just... I saw something online where the man was saying, you know, like how the woman, she feel like, oh, you need to pay me to go out on dates. I don't like the wording in that, but I guess it's a trend nowadays to be that way. But if there are men that they perfectly fine with paying for women. They are okay with paying for dinners.
You're paying for companionship at the moment.
They just looking for company.
I mean, I get it, and sometimes that's the case, you know, because sometimes you just want to get out of the house. You know what I'm saying? Like, either you gonna go out with your girlfriends or your homeboys or whatever the case may be, but sometimes you want that companionship of the opposite sex, and it's cool. And if that's what it takes, then go ahead. But of course, keep in mind, if you ask someone to go out with you, then you are offering to pay for that date.
I agree with that.
So that's going to be one thing. And it's the same thing for me. If I want to go out somewhere and I call somebody, I'm calling you because I got you. Yeah, I got you. I want to hang out. I got you. But outside of that, that's going to be number one. Honesty, communication. Honesty, communication is definitely going to be number one. Pay attention. I think I've met some guys that catch keys. You know, if we having a conversation about something and I say, oh, I like such and such, or I've never been to this place before. I heard it was nice. You know what I'm?
And then they're gonna be like, well, I know where the next date gonna be.
Right. That gives you an idea. You know what I'm saying, of some things that I might like. And in a relationship, outside a relationship, I just feel like some of you guys are either self-absorbed or you might not care as much as you think you care. Because it's a lot of women out here that will blatantly tell you what she wants. It's up to you to take it and run with it. And they'll tell you what they don't want.
Mm-hmm.
You do the same thing. You find out, you know what, I'm going to stay. I remember her saying that she didn't like that. Or I remember her saying she liked that. Or, you know what, let me go make sure I take out the trash, because last time I didn't take out the trash, she damn near blew her top.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's simple stuff that y'all fail to realize. And then even in those particular situations, when she get up and do it on her own, y'all be mad. Women don't raise kids and raise grown people and raise parents and all of it, and raise their job.
Mm-hmm.
You know, people at work, and sometimes it get hard and patience get low.
Yeah.
You know, so especially when you dating a strong black woman. When I ask you to do something, I'm not saying jump to do it now, but I don't think I have too much patience to be repeating myself, you know, over and over again for the same thing. Because after a while, I'm going to say, you know what? Last time I asked him to do it, he didn't do it. I'm going to get up and do that shit myself. And then that's going to start to cause problems in our relationship.
What do you think about, like, when people go out on dates? I know they have, like, these things where they do the speed dating, but, like, let's just say not necessarily a speed date. Guy hits you up in a DM, he finds you attractive, he asks you out, and you want to go to a public place to meet up.
Okay.
First date doesn't have to be extravagant, you know, especially if you just met, like, let's say you run into somebody at the gas station, y'all vibing, y'all feeling each other. The interaction is going to be a lot quicker then, because you already met
Face
them.
to face, right.
But when somebody follow your DM, you can kind of, you know, string that along to get to pick their brain before you meet them in person.
Of course.
So, like, let's do the gas station for, you know, scenario. Meet you at the gas station. Y'all exchange numbers. Depending on what your age range is, y'all change social medias or whatever, and y'all talk about going out. Go somewhere where you can sit down and you can talk to that person, and then just maybe like, what are your pet peeves? What are your deal breakers?
Mm-hmm.
And I know that they say, oh, you shouldn't tell a person everything that you want, but my thing is, why not tell them what you want?
Yeah.
Give them the green light. That way, when they don't do it, they can never say, well, I didn't know. Yes, you did, because I told you. You know, and if you telling them up front, they be like, you know what? She too demanding, or she spoiled, or she want too much, or she out of my league, or she don't want enough. You know what I'm saying? On the first date, first interaction, sit down and talk to her. Don't tell her how pretty she is every 5 minutes. Don't talk about sex. Sit down if you're seriously wanting to date somebody and you want it to be successful and you want to date somebody that you're equally yoked with. How about transparency on the first date? Y'all agree to meet up and we're going to have some cocktails. We can have some drinks. We can have lunch, brunch, whatever. And y'all just sit down and talk about what you like, what you don't like, where you been, where you want to go. And now you getting to know me. Well, she don't like going places in the summertime, or she don't like going to places when it's cold. Now when you start dating, you already know, well, I know we're not going to Jamaica because she don't like to be hot. You know what I'm saying? Like, to make a woman happy is to know what she like and what she don't like, so that you can avoid doing those things.
I also feel like in situations like that, you have to create safety, you know. So when I say create safety, because like you said, well, I don't like to travel in the summertime.
Yeah.
But my thing is, maybe there's another reason. Maybe it's not just summertime. Maybe it's something about that situation, and me not wanting to travel in the summertime is an excuse.
I don't know, because I don't like traveling to cold places because I don't like to be cold. It's that simple.
Right, but I'm saying, like, everybody's situation is probably just not that simple.
Mm-hmm. But when they talking, they can get to know, well, why don't you like to go in the summertime?
Yeah, but if I'm iffy about you, that's not going to be something we happen in the, you know, that I might not tell you the truth about it in the beginning. I might give you like a roundabout. Again, if it's something deeper than just in the summertime. Mm-hmm. Maybe I don't like the cellulite on the back of my thighs and I plan on having surgery or something to get it fixed. You know what I'm saying? So maybe that's not really and I'm just throwing out some,
you could choose
it could
how
be
much information.
Right. It could be anything. So, but again, if I'm safe, if I feel like I'm comfortable with you to tell you those type of things, that means we got good energy. That means the chemistry is good and I feel comfortable. But where you're going to come in where the problem is going to come in at is when you shut me down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Don't say nothing smart about the response, because I just opened up to you.
Right.
And when I opened up to you, you said something sarcastic or something that really pissed me off, and it's like now I done completely shut down, and guess what? This is our last date.
Right. So I'm glad that you brought that up because we talked about something before on one of the episodes about men being vulnerable to women.
Mm-hmm.
And men feeling like they don't really have a safe space to talk to a woman or to cry in front of a woman. And in the comments, they were saying like a man should never cry in front of a woman unless somebody died or whatever. So to a man that's looking for a way to understand black women, let's talk about the transparency in a man and his emotions.
Okay.
And if your man comes to you, like for the men that are men viewers that's watching, they be like, oh, we're never going to cry in front of a woman, or we're never going to express our feelings. How does that make you feel knowing that men don't feel comfortable sharing their emotions with women?
It's common. And it don't, with me being who I am, and I try to teach men to be more vulnerable, it bothers me because I see why. Some of the women now makes it hard for them to be able to openly communicate because of that simple response. Men shouldn't cry.
Yeah.
Where did you get that shit from? You know, like why? Like why shouldn't you cry? And not even that if you're with somebody that they're supposed to be your safe space. They're supposed to be somebody that you can vent, cry, you know, be affectionate with on your good days, your bad days, or whatever. Why are you not comfortable with even having a conversation? Why are you not comfortable with crying? Why are you not comfortable with letting them know that, you know what, I had a fucked up day today. Such and such pissed me off. Now this is happening. Now this person is doing this and this person is doing this. Like that person is supposed to be there to be your confidant and be like, you know what, baby, it's going to be okay.
Yeah.
I got you. Are y'all doing, like, for the women, are you guys letting them know that it's okay, that you got them, or you just like, oh, that nigga weak?
Yeah, and that's probably why the men feel the way that they feel. Like they probably did open up to somebody and was vulnerable to them, and that person was probably threw in their face like you weak or you was crying, made them feel ashamed for having those feelings. I think people just stay too long.
Yeah, I mean that may be the case.
You know?
If I cannot look, I'm gonna do one of these memes. Dear future husband, I'm here for it all. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's a thing. I'm here for it all. Like, I'm here for the bad days, the good days. What I'm not going to be here for is the bullshit. And I mean, like, intentional bullshit. Like, if you want to be out in the streets and you for the streets, be for the streets. Just tell me you for the streets. And guess what? I'm going to let it be. I'm not going to force you to be with me. I'm not missing a beat. I'm single because, honestly, I hadn't really, you know, locked down anything. You know what I'm saying? Or it's not that I can't find a man.
I don't think you owe anybody no justification. Like, I'm so sick and tired of people making it seem like it's something wrong with people finding peace and being single. It's okay to be single. And for the guys that's out there that's saying like it's not any good women, it is good women. Just like the women might say that it's no good men. People need to stop rushing into things. You rush into these relationships and you really didn't get to know that person, because if you took your time to get to know them by spending a little bit more time with them in the different seasons, you will know, like, you know, I don't think I can tolerate this person. I don't like your attitude when you get mad. I don't like, you know, how you don't show me no sympathy when I'm going through whatever I'm going through.
Yeah.
And men have a right to do it. Like, that was something that I wanted to address from the last show. Miles had said when we was talking about educating people on sex, or children, adolescents, teenagers. And his advice was basically women need to start dressing more conservative, because if you dress too sexy, you just an open invitation for a dude to come out and grab you and bend you over, whatever. And you was like, well, if men stop giving those type of women attention, then they might stop doing it. Because they online and they saying, oh, we can't stand all these women with these BBLs that always got their behind in the camera. But then when you go under their picture, they have like 1 million followers and 1 million likes. And the majority of their followers and likes are men.
All men.
So if I'm a woman and I'm seeking validation, I'm seeking attention, I'm seeking likes from other men, if I see that she over here got 1 million followers and 199,000 of them are men, and all her likes, shares, and whatever else they do on those platforms are for men, like the coins she getting paid, what's not to be an incentive for me to be like, well, dang, these women that look like this, they get the ballers, they get the men that do this, they get the men that do that. But y'all complaining about these same women that say, well, you got to make $5,000 a week to date me. Obviously, she found somebody that was willing to pay her X amount of dollars to date her, for her to go on TV or go on social media to say such a thing. So women are taught to have boundaries, to have standards, to be held at a high regard. Most women, I'm not going to even say all women, because some women ain't been taught nothing, and you can clearly tell by the stuff that they put online. But if you're looking for a woman of value, a woman who have self-love and self-respect, she's taught to carry herself a certain way. So if you want a woman who carries herself a certain way, that behaves a certain way, that even dress a certain way, maybe you should check yourself. Why are you giving those women that you're not attracted to or that you don't want a wife all the attention? And if you give those women that look the way that you claim you want them to look, maybe more women would be, like, let me start doing this. Prime example, Summer Walker. Remember when she first came out? Probably don't remember when Summer Walker first came out. She go through her relationship things, and I think that shapes her personality and what she got going on in life, or whatever. So she came out, she was hanging with Sexyy Red, she was hanging with Sukihana. All her outfits was very revealing. Like, she's had like a bunch of body work done, and she looks amazing. She's a figure eight. She achieved her goal. Okay. However, she didn't feel pretty when she first came out, but she did all this stuff for attention, and then she started getting the work done, but she changed her profile. My point is, first she had like all this thought stuff on her profile, and then I don't know if somebody had a conversation with her, or maybe after she had other kids, she started putting more classy type clothes on, and I feel like she kind of re-identified herself as she want to be looked at a different way.
Right.
And I think that if a lot of women, especially like the people that have a platform like this on social media, or even women that's having kids, if you start showing, or y'all men, if y'all start showing attention to the women that's going to school, the women that's taking care of their kids, like the women that don't go outside with a bonnet on their head with pajamas on, maybe other women will fall in line and start doing the same thing,
Yeah, and then I completely agree. However, at the same time, you know where it is. Who are you? Like, who are you as a woman, or who are you as a man? Like, are you out here being who you are, or who you think people want to see you as? You know what I mean? And when you go back and look, like me, you sent me a picture from over 20 years ago. And I'm like, God damn, I still dressed as almost the same. I've never like went out with a lot of revealing stuff. I've had like a couple of instances where, I may have wear like a short dress, or, my little, the top part of my chi-chis.
Well, you don't have to be revealing, because you got body-yaddy. They're going to see it when you put on a tight dress or some tight pants.
But I guess I never cared, and that's probably another reason. Like, when I go out, like I say, not only just my facial expression, but I don't dress like I need attention.
Right.
Like, I'll go out and I'll have on some jeans that come all the way down to my knees, and probably throw on some Vans and, something crazy. But I know who I am. And unless you meet me, like have a conversation with me, and down the line, you would never know, who I am. You probably just think I'm a mean bitch.
Yeah, a lot of people think that you are mean or have bad vibes and stuff like that. But, you don't judge a book by its cover. But we can sit up here all day long and we can tell y'all what black women want. We can tell y'all what we want. My best advice to anybody, man or woman, be yourself. And that way you can attract somebody that's attracted to who they see. So men, I feel like men make mistakes by trying to impress women. I've dealt with men trying to impress me, and I don't need you to try to impress me. Be yourself, because if I like who you are, we'll go further. But if you're trying to impress me by being something that you're not, and I fall in love with that person, you're gonna eventually get tired of being somebody that you're not.
Mhm.
And then now you wondering like, why you acting like this? Why da 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 da? Well, you're not the person that I thought you were.
Yeah.
And whose fault is that?
I I am currently seeing someone,
Mhm.
and what I like about the situation is I am and I can be me.
Mhm.
Remember, I was like, my mouth, how sarcastic I am or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, his snapback is incredible.
Yeah.
Like, so we sit back, we talk shit to each other, we talk shit about people, you know, and it's really, really cool. And that was, for me, it was hard, you know, to find, you know, because everybody, like I say, can't deal with how I am.
And men are sensitive and they try to act like they not sensitive. So you got to get somebody that is strong enough to find humor in your sarcasm.
Yeah, and it's honestly, I have to say that it's fun, but I know when I seen while out talking or trying to get to know other people, I noticed there was a thing like if I say something and their response is some type of way, I'm like, yeah, we're not gonna make it because I'm gonna probably say something that's gonna start an argument, not intentional, but I'm a ass, and not in a bad way, but like I said, I like to joke around. I do have serious conversations.
Yeah.
And I like to have those serious conversations because I need to make sure that I know where we stand.
Mhm.
I like to do check-ins.
Yeah.
Like where are we? Like how is things going? How you feel about these?
Somebody in the comments on one of our posts that we made, maybe a clip from something, and they were saying how you shouldn't be wanting somebody to call you every day. Do you remember that clip?
Yeah, no, I
It
didn't.
was something on our TikTok or Instagram, and I do remember them saying, I guess we were talking about something about communicating.
Mhm.
Oh, the viewer from the last time that wrote in and wanted to know what does it mean like when you ain't heard from the person that you share your location with all day when they
Oh, yeah,
seen
yeah,
you
yeah.
was at work at home, but as soon as you got outside, they wanted to know, they wanted to have a conversation with you. And somebody in the comments was like, that's kind of overwhelming for somebody to want to talk to you every day.
No, I want to talk to. I want to talk. If I don't talk to you every day, I feel like it's a problem. You know what I'm saying? And especially if you're trying to establish a relationship, talking every day, you ain't got to talk all day, but we definitely got to talk every day.
Like good morning, beautiful. You
want
to
yeah,
say good morning,
good
beautiful?
morning. It ain't.
Why
gotta,
people so offended by good morning, beautiful?
I don't know.
Good
I
morning,
don't know.
beautiful.
I don't mind, the morning, text, call, whatever the case may be.
Oh, I think it's the good morning
chicken.
queen that triggers people.
That good morning queen, good morning king. That honestly, all of it is cool for me.
But see, those are the first date I was telling you about. Those are first date conversation starters. Like, are you the type of person that want to talk? And that's another thing. Like, I'm gonna go to the younger age group because I've witnessed this for myself. They want to sit on the phone on FaceTime and go to sleep. Back in the day, we talk on the phone and you hang up, I hang up, and you fall asleep on the phone.
Yeah.
They still doing it, but they're doing it with social media or with FaceTime and stuff like that. That's something that if you know that you're not a phone call, a talking type of person, when you start dating somebody, that's something you might want to communicate. That way, like in the beginning, you're just talking to them every day because you're trying to get to know them.
Right.
But then once you get lax and you start falling back, if you don't want that person to think, dang, in the beginning you used to call me every day, now I don't hear from you at all. No, in the beginning you was only calling them because you was trying to get to know them. And if you didn't tell them, like, I rather text, I don't like to talk, those are small, minor little details that can make or break a relationship.
Right.
Some people actually don't want to hear from you every day. Found that out on TikTok. Some people want to hear from you every day. If I'm exclusively dating somebody, I want to talk to them every day.
Yeah, I feel the same way.
Either you call me in the morning or you call me before I go to bed if we're not talking throughout the day. But at some point, your number needs to show up on my call ID if we're exclusively dating. Now, if we're just dating, kicking it, hanging out, I don't care. I'll get you in a rotation. If we're in an exclusive relationship or if we're in an actual relationship,
how
don't
do
go
we
to bed
know
without me talking to you.
But how do we know if we're in an exclusive relationship or we just kicking it?
When you tell me that we're together, you my man. I'm your woman.
Why do people still do that?
Yeah, they do that. Because I told my man, we're together. You my man. And don't nobody else think that you they man. And don't nobody else think that I'm their woman. I'm not seeing nobody else. You not seeing nobody else. And if you do, it's a problem. We're exclusive.
So was this an agreement or was this I mean, did you tell him this or did I
Maybe
mean, how did
both.
it work?
Babe, what did I tell you? Did we agree mutually? It was a mutual agreement.
Yeah, it sounds like sit down right here, don't go nowhere.
So that we're clear, so that I don't walk away thinking that I'm your girlfriend or that I'm your woman. Because Miles told us a lot of times people be thinking that they in a relationship and they the only one in a relationship. So Mr. Man that was on our video last time that said that we don't give out no advice on how to have a healthy relationship. The first thing you want to do is establish that you're in a relationship with the person that you with, so that you don't think that you single while they think you're in a relationship, because that's how windows get busted.
Wow. Well, that came out of nowhere.
No.
But
That's what be happening.
but I feel like okay, so I've heard that if if we're physical in a way,
Mm-hmm.
then some people feel like that itself is exclusivity.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not always the case.
Well,
You know what I'm saying? Like, so if I took if we having sex, or if I'm kissing you, if I'm doing these things to you, then we're exclusive.
if we're exchanging bodily fluids, we're in an exclusive relationship.
Is that what that mean?
That's what it mean to me.
But I mean, is
If I don't tell you that we just kicking it, then we together. I mean, I'm gonna. People
do
need
men
to say,
feel that way?
men, males. Tell the
Do
woman.
men feel that way?
Tell the woman, hey, because if a woman don't tell you nowadays, they're gonna tell you, if we do this, we together. If you know that you don't want to be with her, don't go there. Did you not see the movie Thin Line Between Love and Hate? Martin sat up in that bed and lied to that woman and told her that he loves her just so he can get the draws. And then she turned around and started stalking and harassing him and his mama. If you don't want those problems, don't play those games. If you want to know if you're in a relationship, ask the girl, so what is this? What are we? When these girls start asking y'all, what are we? If you know that you ain't trying to be her man, hey, we just friends. We just kicking it. And I don't have sex with my friends. So if you just trying to have sex, just know that a little crazy comes behind relations. If you don't want those problems, don't try to have sex with a woman that is trying to be in a relationship and you're not. Tell her, I understand that you want to be in a relationship, but that's not what I want right now. For the women, if you know that you just want him to be your
Boy
friend,
toy.
your boy toy, let him know, hey, we just kicking it. You can talk to whoever you want to talk to. It's all good. He ain't going to believe you, because all men think that women can't just mess around with somebody without catching feelings. Newsflash, fellas. Women
Ding,
can
ding,
sleep with you
ding.
without having feelings, and they can go. Why you think you got all these women on these shows that have to get DNA tests? Because they can sleep with both of y'all stupid behinds and not have no feelings. So, my advice to you, ask questions, be intentional, don't lie, be yourself. Pay attention to her. Her body language is going to let you know if she's feeling you or not. And if you're not getting good vibes, on to the next. You do not have to be in a relationship with somebody just because y'all talking. That's simple.
It was simple.
Okay. If y'all have any more questions, or if y'all would like for us to address anything, please let us know. You can DM us or follow us on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. Missy Nay, before we wrap it up, Miss Intimacy Coach, why don't you tell them what to expect on Thursdays at 8 o'clock?
Thursdays after dark, we're going to talk about accountability. We're going to talk accountability. Like, who's really claiming or owning up to their bullshit? Men, women. Men feel like we do not own any of our shit.
Yeah.
So, we got to talk about it.
I mean, when you're usually right, I mean, they might seem to them that you're not owning up to anything, but they should just, let me stop, I'm just playing. All right, accountability, Thursday,
accountability, 8
Tomorrow?
o'clock. No, next week. I'm
Okay.
sorry. Let me make that clear. It's going to be next week. I'm going on vacation.
Okay. Everybody going on vacation.
Yeah.
Yeah, we miss Miles today because he is in Thailand for his birthday.
Happy birthday, Miles.
Happy birthday, Miles. All right, any closing remarks?
Listen. That's that. Listen. Pay attention. Communicate. Whatever that look like. I mean, honestly, people have to really start having hard conversations and be okay with having hard conversations. I mean, but it's the way the conversation starts, and that's going to be the key. Sit down, let's talk, and we're going to establish where we are, where we come from, where we're going, so that we stay on the same page. Let's sit down and talk about it.
My advice for you guys is to pay attention, ask questions, find out those triggers, find out if there's trauma, find out if it's things that you need to avoid. Most women are told, don't be telling a man about your past relationships. They don't need to know this and that. But a little tip, if you know how the last dude treated her that she didn't like, that's help for you. Or if he did certain things that she did like, she's probably going to be looking forward to those same things in the next relationship. So really, all you got to do is just ask a million questions. She's eventually going to tell you, because women like to talk anyway.
And I have to say to you, dumbasses, if she tell you the last man did some stupid shit, why would you get in a relationship with her to do the same dumbass shit? Stop.
No, because they're going to be like, well, you let the last dude do it.
Exactly. Go kick rocks. Go play in traffic or something. Stop wasting the lady's time if you know you the same fuck boy. Go do something with yourself.
Do something with yourself. Yeah. Thank you guys for joining us on Late on the Line. We'll catch y'all on Thursdays at 8 o'clock. It's been real. Fuck boys.